Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Tyler. We have Jim. Fellas, it is Wednesday night. The Pittsburgh Pirates have back-to-back sweeps. The Pittsburgh Pirates are the best team on the planet. What's up, fellas?
Tyler, who's this guy on with us?
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I think I saw him for like a split second during the Jim Keller's interview, and then he gone.
Yeah, I think I remember having this guy on as a guest maybe a week or two ago. About 2 weeks ago, I think we had him on as a guest.
Yeah. Do you know Alex? Maybe that's where I know you from.
Yeah, we're friends.
Well.
Yeah, I'm back, baby. I forgot about the whole Jim Callis situation too. I don't know what was happening that stream. We were fine all backstage, and then like once we went live, streamer just kept booting me out. And every time I tried going back in, it just booted me out. And then I happened to fall asleep.
Martin here says that our pitchers are in Operation Shutdown. I think DiNardo has been in Operation Shutdown last few weeks.
But you know what? The Pirates are streaking. So maybe I just need to never show up again. I'm done.
I was going to say, we haven't lost since you just disappeared.
I know. It's been something. I mean, I'm enjoying it from afar. I'm not enjoying it up close because, like you guys mentioned, I've had family here, so I've been with them. Not really watching the games, doing some stuff behind the scenes, whatever. But not really watching too much. When I can, I'm maybe following along on Twitter or like the box scores and such. And yeah, like these games look fun. Wish I could enjoy them in the same way everyone else can. But no, I'm back. Family's gone. We out. I'm on here. Everything's working good, at least for me. Maybe not so much Tyler.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know what? It's better if nobody can see this stupid face. Fuzzy is good for me.
One of these days, it'll all come together.
Yeah, probably not.
And it'll be awesome.
Probably not. As long as I'm here. Sorry, fellas.
But yeah, how about that homestand? I mean, holy crap. You could make an argument. I mean, I'm going to read this stat. The Pittsburgh Pirates outscored their opponents 43-4 over these 6 games. Most runs scored over a 6-game span while allowing fewer than 5 runs in MLB history. You could argue that the Pirates just played the best 6-game stretch in the history of the sport.
Again, it's not even an argument. It's
like
it's
you could make a legit argument that they just did that, which is wild. Wild.
No. Let's not.
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's not.
Again, it's not even an argument. It's true that they have. They literally have. This is the best 6 games any commissioner of baseball has ever witnessed.
You know what?
In their lifetime.
Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the best team of all time.
Hold on. I'm not. That's not what I said.
The last 5 games
That's what the quote card's going to say tomorrow.
The best baseball played by any team ever.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that insane? I mean, that this team that was this bad. I mean, they were 18 games under 500 6 games ago.
Yeah, the best.
There's still 12. There's still 12 games under 500. So it's like they've got to do this. You know what? If they do this again, like if they reel off another 6 wins and they creep back to 6 games under, then I think you can start saying, okay, maybe something's happening. But like they haven't necessarily gotten to the point yet where you can really start looking at the standings again. I don't think we're there quite yet. But hey,
I'm looking at
why not us? Why not us? Like, hey,
I'm looking.
Do this again. If they do this again,
how many times I've looked?
Yeah, when single digits game back coming? We're getting closer.
They're there, 9.5 out of the wild card. Right.
Well, the wild card, not the division, but the wild card. Yeah, they are
creeping
on a come up.
It's wild. The Pirates and the Marlins are the 2 hottest teams in baseball right now.
Yeah, the Marlins 9-1 in the past 10.
Yeah.
Why not us?
They surpassed the Braves. The Pirates are 2 games behind the Braves, I think. Yeah, buddy. It's
Why?
happened. For real, though. It has been wild. It just really is like the pitching is fantastic. The bats are coming alive. You know, I mean, Doug's been saying this quite some time, all of us really, but it's like if you can just have like 4 guys be average hitters, just average hitters, how good this team can be. And like it's happening. Like Brian Hayes has turned into an average hitter. That's all we ask for. That's all we need. Brian Hayes being an average hitter. You have the best team ever assembled in the history of baseball. And it's here.
Everybody's firing on all cylinders. I mean, I've been saying in the Discord, we have almost like a daily argument in the Discord about what this team needs to do. Like, do they just trade everyone and rebuild from the bottom up again, or do you try to like retool, right? And it's like, and this steal a line from Ben Cherington, like if I squint hard enough, I think you can put together a below average offensive team. And like that's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. This team the offense doesn't even need to be average for this team to be competitive. If they can sneak into that like 92, 93 weighted runs created plus territory as a team, this team, they're in the playoff hunt. And so that's what's so frustrating is that they were so bad. So bad. Like you're not going to win when you are the worst offense in baseball or the 29th best offense in baseball. But like you move up to like 23rd, and like we can start talking a little bit. Because the pitching has been outstanding.
Well, since June 1st, as you mentioned, since June 1st, this offense is actually rated the number.
It's probably like 23rd.
Oh, it's actually worse than I thought. It's 26.
Yeah, like it's not even good. They had the 26th best offense since June 1st, and since June 1st, they are what? They're 3 games over 500.
What do they have in the last 5 games? What are they?
Okay, we can.
That's what matters.
Really, see, it's what I think is funny too is like the entire team has really taken it to a whole nother level, and when the entire team has done that, when Tommy Pham could start seeing. It's like Tommy Pham got vision for everybody. I don't know what it is. Tommy Pham started seeing, and the whole team was like, you know what? I can too now. But yeah, I mean, again, things have been getting better since June. The offense have really taken off now. But yeah, since June 1st, the offense is an 87 weighted runs created plus, which is still substantially better than what it was. And that's what we've been asking for too. Good. Like it just has to be like below average.
Like 87 is bad. Like I said, if they can get to 92, so they've been 87 this whole time, and they're what 17 and 13 during that time frame. So like if I mean they're 3 games over 500, being the 26th best team in baseball over a 5-week span. So it's like, guys, like just put something together that doesn't suck. That's all. Like that's all we're asking for is like just don't suck offensively, and like we can work with that.
And honestly, they've sucked so bad that like it's 6 games, not 5 they won in a row. I don't even know how many games they've won in a row because they've been so bad all year. Yeah, 6 games in a row of fun. I don't know. It's all a blur anymore. Series. Well, we're enjoying it. I don't know where we're at. I don't know what we're doing. We're just doing it.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, a winning record in June. Here we are, July 2nd. We're 2-0 in July. This 9-game road trip is going to be kind of a heat check, I think. You're not really playing anybody who necessarily scares you during this 9-game stretch. None of these teams are necessarily bad, but none of them are particularly good either. So, yeah, I mean, if you go 5-4 on this 9-game road trip, and then get into the All-Star break kind of on a roll. I'm not saying that like Like there's still no playoff chances for this team, but they could make baseball enjoyable the last 3 months of the year.
Tommy Pham got his new contacts. Remember, he had a 3-hit game, and we all joke, and that's the graphic Tommy Pham can see now, right? June 22nd. Since June 22nd, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 4th best offense in baseball, a 128 weighted runs created plus. Ben was right. Tommy Pham was the answer. They just didn't have the right eye doctor to make it happen. He's the glue to this entire team. Ben was right.
You joke, but like it is a very important piece that has kind of come to light. Like Tommy Pham hitting the baseball has helped him a lot. And like it's not just Tommy Pham being able to see again. We joke about it, and we're gonna continue to joke, of course, but I guess that's kind of the frustration is that like it took Tommy Pham being a competent baseball player to see that this team can be competitive if they just had competent bats. So we're seeing some guys start to come to life a little bit, and like even just a little bit of life from Tommy Pham. Imagine if they had an actual competent outfielder out there. Would have been sweet.
Yeah. And right, like you said, like we just, right, Tommy Pham seeing. But ultimately, what's coming down to is this. Tommy Pham, I mean, maybe again, it's more about that than anything. Still a small stretch. Let's see how this continues, but he's been hitting fantastic so far. Brian Hayes has been hitting the baseball competently, right? I mean, he's still like a below average, but like a 97 weighted runs created plus, about that. I think he's about a league average, which again, with that glove, and we've been talking for years, ever since he's come up more or less, like he's a walking 3-WAR player. And if he could be like an average hitter, he's a 5-WAR player. And that's what he's doing right now. Like that's what he's providing you right now. In the month of June, he's about an average hitter. And you see the defense he's doing this year. He's got, I think, almost like 1 WAR in the month of June. He's been perfectly good. Spencer Horwitz had the injury, wasn't here for the whole, first part of the year. He's starting to heat up. He's coming back and showing maybe why Ben Cherington was going after him. I mean, 1 home run. It's not like the power's dripping from him, but he's making good contact. And also the defense has been outstanding. Brian Reynolds, wife gave birth. Rego Reynolds is gone, right? You see what's happening. This guy's having the stretch of his life again. So it's just like all these things are coming together now, finally. And we know that pitching has it, and the pitching's been doing it. The pitching, I think, since June 1st is number 3 in baseball. The bullpen has been the best as far as ERA goes in baseball. Like this team is on all cylinders right now. But again, like since June, like the offense is getting competent enough that they're just allowing the pitching to do what it needs to do and doing enough to win some ball games.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching took like a whole other step forward recently. I mean, you look, Caleb Ferguson hasn't given up a run since like middle of May. David Bednar, same story. Dennis Santana just is an automatic 3 up, 3 up, like 3 up, 3 down inning every time he goes out there. Isaac Mattson has just been a dog. Like the bullpen's really stepped up. And I mean, you got to give them credit for this homestand too, because they were pitching in some close games, some big moments, and the entire bullpen gave up 1 run this homestand. You're going to win a lot of games. You're going to win a lot of games when your bullpen performs like that.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
they were without Santana for half of this homestand.
Right.
True.
And that definitely helps. And the other part of it is, I don't want to get like David Bednar becoming again what David Bednar is helps a lot. And I don't want to really give the Pirates a ton of credit for it because I think they screwed the pooch the entire way with him. Like he should have been handled differently going back to last year probably. But they did finally find a way to get David Bednar back to David Bednar. And like having a guy he's already a 1 WAR pitcher as a closer, that's a big deal. Like that helps your bullpen a ton. So having David Bednar back is huge for them. Again, I don't want to give them credit for it because I think they screwed the entire thing up. But he's back. That helps the bullpen. Santana being what he's been's helped. Isaac Mattson, great find. So they do get credit for a good bit of it, but I can't give them full credit for everything. Just I still got to rub them a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, like you're absolutely correct. Go ahead, Jim. Read it.
Yeah, I would say shout out to AO here. He also says the at bats have been more aggressive lately, putting the balls in play leads to good things. Yeah, I mean they had that like a couple stinkers during this stretch where like that game against Mizorowski, like they couldn't put a ball in play against him. They were striking, swinging and missing like crazy. But this 6-game stretch, like they've been putting the ball in play. Even today against Sonny Gray, I feel like Sonny Gray had a good start today. I mean, they won 1-0. I'm sorry. No, they didn't. They won.
It was
5-0 today, but it was 1-0 until the 7th.
It was,
but like
1-0.
Even like Sonny Gray was coming off a dominant performance last time out. I think he struck out 11 in his last start, and he came in today. He struck out 6, but better than the last team, right? So like, yeah, just they've just looked a lot better.
100%. And again, going here with what Tyler was talking about with Bednar, like just this is why we've been touting about Bednar. Like I don't know what it is. The stuff's still there. He still looks like he's capable. Like something's just not clicking for him being so bad last year. And right now it's vintage Bednar. It's better than vintage Bednar. Like when he's come back from AAA, which was April 19th, the guy's putting up 28.2 innings, a 1.88 ERA, a 1.52 FIP. It's just been outstanding. Outstanding. And I know he gradually came into the role, but I think him getting into that closer role happened quicker than I think a lot of us expected as well. I mean, it didn't take long for him to get his first opportunity, and then he's kind of rode with it. And they've played matchups I like, but yeah, I mean, Bednar, he's got what now? 11 saves, since coming up. And again, like he just looks dominant. And we already know what Santana's doing. So I want to say something here too, because someone said in chat, like, when's Oscar Marin going to get some love? And I think we've appropriately been giving Marin some love for some time now, right? You know who we don't talk about like at all? And I want to mention it too. Like, we loved the hiring, but Brett Strom. Like, when's anyone really ever talked about him? I feel like since the season started, like no one's really mentioned him and such. And I'm not trying to like discredit like Oscar Marin as well. It's just, but I'm talking about the combination. I mean, the pitching has been good. We knew the pitching was a strength, and this year just seems like the pitching's taken a whole nother level on some guys. Talk about the Caleb Ferguson and such, but like Brent Strom is just like the guy that no one talks about anymore. I feel like it was all the talk in the offseason, and yeah, I mean, hey, impact.
I think it's just hard. I think the reason why he's not getting a lot of credit is he's sort of quiet. He doesn't he doesn't go out there for pitching visits, like mound visits. He doesn't talk to the media very much. Like I can't tell you the last quote from Brent Strom.
Right.
He's sort of like someone. It's Cody right here. He's the man in the shadows. Like that you just don't really see him around much. So you don't really. I guess you don't really know his impact, but whatever they're doing,
I can relate.
That's true. You can relate because you haven't
the man in the shadows. The team's performing. When I go away, the team
Brent
performs.
Strom's always there.
That's true. He is always there. Like John says here, this is a great show so far, but who's the new guy with his hat on backwards? But no, I think that's just what it is. Like whatever they're doing from a pitching standpoint, just keep doing it. It's working. It's all working right now. Like top to bottom, the whole rotation. From Paul Skeens to Bailey Falter and everyone in between. Bullpen from Chase Shugart to Dennis Santana and everyone in between. It's all working right now.
Yeah, I mean, like he doesn't get credit because he's an assistant pitching coach. Like those guys don't get credit. Like Dan Vogelbach doesn't get credit for the Pirates hitting the baseball the last 4 days. We don't give him credit for that. Give him credit. Well, sure, you can.
It's Vogie ball, baby.
But really though, like it comes back to just building a good squad of coaches and developmental people. It's a lot of it. You also have no idea how to wear a bogey hat. It's,
Yeah, I feel like Vogelbach's more like
nah,
more
Either
like this
way.
maybe.
it's over the eyes.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have a fat enough head. He's, it's hard to give him credit, but it's all about building like good people in your organization. And Brent Strom's one of those people that you can build on.
Yeah. And again, like ultimately, I wanted to bring him up because I just feel like no one talks about him. And, we loved the hiring. You're seeing, just like Jim said, top to bottom, the rotation, the bullpen, everything, like how well it's doing. Give the man some flowers, I guess, here because he's here. We loved it. Everything is happening even more than I think we expected to happen, especially when Jared Jones goes down, for the year. Yeah. Brett Strom, kudos. Probably, maybe. We don't really know.
And you know what? We give the medical team a lot of crap sometimes with the whole Todd Tomzik press conference of terror thing. But like, knock on wood, the 5 starting pitchers who started this season are still all healthy and pitching, and nothing's ever happened to them. And I don't think you can we're over halfway into the season. And this team has
had to open his mouth.
The Rosati curse.
Can't shut up.
The team has avoided
5 minutes.
The team has avoided the injury bug for the most part. Like there was the Jared Jones news and the
loser. You're all a bunch of losers.
Spring training was rough, but for the most part, the pitching staff has held up.
Thanks, Jim.
I agree.
You're welcome.
It did.
Anyways,
the shows we're going to get into talking about like the trade deadline, and now the guys we're going to mention aren't going to be available because they're going to be hurt. Mitch Keller's going to go out for the year. Andrew Heaney's going to fall in a bathtub and break a cervical, or I don't know.
Thanks, Jim.
Speaking of trade deadline, though, if there is a time for these guys to get hot and start playing better, it's now.
Yeah, like they stay healthy.
They picked a good time to do it. And so do we want to kind of get into just all the trade rumors and noise that's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, are they going to be healthy by then? Or are you going to jinx them all?
Nah, they'll be healthy.
All right.
No, I think we should. I mean, it's basically a month away now. I think we know the writing's on the wall. They are going to sell. As much of the vibes are high right now, and this is fun to enjoy, it's still not happening. They're going to sell. And yeah, I mean, there's already like talks and rumors about, the Cubs and Mitch Keller and whatnot. So, like you mentioned, there was an article today. Jim Bowden has some things to say. Yeah, let's kind of preview the trade deadline. What do we think is going to happen? What do we want to happen?
Yeah, I mean, first off, just to kind of outline the article from today, Jim Bowden basically surveyed 40 executives throughout Major League Baseball, GMs, president of baseball ops, those types, and pretty much put a list together of the names he's hearing the most. And when going through that, Mitch Keller was the number 2 starting pitcher mentioned. Andrew Heaney was the number 4 starting pitcher mentioned. Bednar and Santana were both 2 and 3 with the relievers.
They're together as like number 2.
Yeah. And then Brian Reynolds was mentioned too as a hitter that's being talked about. So
number 7.
He kind of made it. He made it seem like Keller's probably going to get dealt, and Santana and Bednar are probably gone. Like that's kind of the gist of what happened. So yeah.
I mean, quote like from he had a quote in here from another GM saying they're both all but gone. That's kind of telling. I mean, things can change, but at this point in time, like coming from another GM or exec, they are all but gone. Well, all right.
Yeah. Cody says, Cody Duncan says, you got to trade David Bednar.
Yeah, and I'll just jump in right now. I actually do agree with Cody here. I think Santana and Bednar should be the first to go. I think the Pirates and Ben Cherington, I'm going to go ahead and give him some flowers here. But you found Santana on the waiver wire for nothing. Bednar was a throw-in of a trade. If you can recoup any value out of these guys, you can find that value elsewhere. This isn't a Brian Reynolds. This isn't a Brian Hayes or a Andrew Heaney. Well, it's kind of Andrew Heaney, but it's not a Brian Reynolds. I'll use him. Like, you're not digging to find that value. You can find similar David Bednar and Dennis Santana value out there. Jim's giving me the eye roll right now. Dennis Santana was found on the scrap heap. David Bednar was a throw-in that got thrown in because he was from here. Like, relievers are a dime a dozen. It's just that this team sucked for so long at finding them that we think they're so stupid they can't do it. They can do it. They're just stupid. Sometimes.
So I think it's the opposite approach. I think Pirates fans are spoiled with how easy it's been for us to find back-end relievers. I mean, you kind of look at this franchise over the course of the last 20 years or so. That's been like the one thing they could do is find like shut down back-end bullpen arms. It's not that easy. Like it's not that easy. Otherwise, these guys wouldn't be in such high demand all the time. Like if it was easy to find a Dennis Santana or a David Bednar, they wouldn't have value. Teams wouldn't need them because it'd be easy to find guys like that. Like you think of, I mean, David Bednar is different than your normal reliever. Like David Bednar has been really good for 4 out of the last 5 years, 5 out of the last 6 years. Like this isn't just like a short-term thing. There aren't a lot of relievers out there who have played at a David Bednar level over a 5 to 6 year time period. There just aren't. Dennis Santana, you look at like how many waiver wire pickups did Ben Cherington need to go through before he found Dennis Santana, right? It's not like Dennis Santana was like, oh, here's Santana. He's good. Dennis Santana was what, the 40th waiver wire pickup Ben Cherington had while he was here? He finally found one that was like really good. Like, I'm here to tell you it's not that easy. We're spoiled because we've been quite successful at finding these guys over the last 2 decades. Like they were able to trade. They were able to trade for Grilly and Melanson and, you know, the other guy who went to jail. Like these are guys that they were just easily able to get and turn into really, really good relief pitchers. That's not normal. It's not normal. Or these guys wouldn't be in demand. Like teams wouldn't be banging down the door saying, I want David Bednar, I want Dennis Santana, if these guys were easy to find. So my thing is here, trade one of them. I think you absolutely trade one of them. Take your pick. And if I'm taking my pick, I'm keeping the guy with the longer track record. And that's David Bednar. I've already told you other reasons why I think we should keep Bednar as well. But like I'm keeping the guy with the longer track record because I think that you could also extend him and get a hometown discount if you need to. I'm trading one of the two because here's the other thing too. Like you want to win next year. You trade both of these guys and then you're creating a problem in your bullpen. Like this bullpen looks pretty good right now, but like you take out Santana and Bednar, it doesn't look as good. Those guys it's hard to replace 2 of those guys. You could maybe replace one. It's hard to replace 2 of them. So like pick one. That's my 2 cents. Pick one, trade them, but I think you got to keep it. You got to keep one of them.
I'll let the starter talk and now rebuttal.
Well, I'll say I don't have to add too much more than Jim. I think Jim and I align. What is funny is Tyler and I were all against Jim about 3 years ago. 3 years ago was trade David Bednar. And it's funny because like I'm of the mindset of closer to like Tyler that relievers are a dime a dozen. I don't want to say that technically. I'm more thinking of that though. Like you can find relievers. I always go back to the Baltimore Orioles. Like a good GM builds a bullpen for cheap, right? Like Neil Huntington built a bullpen for cheap. Don't pay for relievers, trade them at peak value and kind of recoup, right? Because that's something you've honed in on, you've done well. I think Ben Cherington has done a good job in doing that. I say good because I don't think he has the track record of Neil. It's kind of not to his fault. He hasn't been here long enough to show a track record. And quite frankly, the first few years was pathetic. It's kind of turned recently. So like in the past 2, maybe years, he started to do that, kind of starting with the Baruckis, the Morettas. Now we have the Santanas. Like you have been getting more, but again, it's not like Moretta is David Bednar. It's not like Barucki was David Bednar. And that's what I'm alluding to here now as well. You have a Santana and a Bednar, which are at this point maybe just slightly under elite. When you look at like numbers and where they're at, do you want to, like to Jim's point, do you want to risk trading both of them? I don't, because without them, who is the next man up? Like, who do you feel comfortable with? Caleb Ferguson's gone next year too, right? So like you're down your top 3 relievers in this bullpen. Who is it? Who is it? You got to like kind of rebuild this bullpen all over again in doing so. And that's what I fear. And also, who's helping the bullpen right now in many ways? Isaac Mattson. Do you trust Matson's going to continue? I don't know. I would love that he does, but it's also Isaac Mattson. I don't know if I really trust that like next year he's going to come over and still be part of this bullpen. Braxton Ashcraft, he's a big part of this bullpen. Is he going to be a starter next year? I mean, if Mitch Keller's gone, Bubba's going to be there too, but like, is Ashcraft one of them? Like, you know what I mean? So like this bullpen's slowly or quickly, I should say, deteriorating by doing so. I want one of those guys. Give me some value to help me for the future. Let me go ahead and use one of those guys for next year as well. And that's why I say Bednar also, because Bednar is the one of the 2 that can be dominant. He's shown now that he is dominant. Yes, he is from here. And I don't care. There is part of that. This is good business also, right? It's good move because he's a good player, but it is good business. He is from here. You can make money off of that for the same reason as Kutch. Like Kutch pays for his contract. He's free money for Bob Nutting. So you make that move. He's also a good player. $5 million for Andrew McCutcheon is different than $5 million from another player because you're not recouping the money back the same way. So David Bednar, it's kind of the same thing. Like he is from here. You have that. You can play into that. You're going to make money off of that. And because he's from here, I think you can get a discount from him. Again, I'm from I want to extend David Bednar. I don't want to pay his ARB next year. He might be a non-tender. I mean, maybe not so much now, but like he was on that path. Like he might be non-tender. So dangle, hey, here's 2 years, $10 million. Take it. And maybe he takes that. So yes, I want to trade one. I'm going Santana. I'm keeping Bednar. I'm extending Bednar. That's how I'm rolling with those 2. Unless, like I said, they get their socks knocked off. And at that point in time, then it just comes to, I guess, trust in Ben to rebuild it. But you're essentially like rebuilding this entire bullpen next year. And that's scary.
I mean, you guys are absolutely right. It's my thought of trading relievers just comes from the thought process of the way that relievers have been operated in Pittsburgh, that they can churn them out pretty well. And they have. Sherrington, I'm not giving him much credit for it. I think he's done horribly. With the bullpen, I think he's done poorly all around. I think they got 2 guys right now that are good. Like, that's pathetic. The 2 guys are tradable. You can't give them away.
Ferguson's been good.
Yeah, I do forget. I said it like 2 nights ago. I forget about Ferguson every time. They got 3 guys that are useful. I forget about Ferguson every single time. But quickly, just you can't give them away. You have to get like legitimate value for them. If you're not getting legitimate value as in close to major league level, like something that can contribute, I'm not dealing either of them. I'll hang on to both, keep those arms. Because, yeah, it's tough to find good relievers. It really is. Also, it's tough to get good value out of good relievers. It doesn't happen anymore. Teams aren't just giving up top 10 prospects for relievers willy-nilly like they used to.
Yeah, that's fair.
The market's not the same. So if you're not getting what you think, do not just give them away by any means. Like, they are way more useful to you next year than a double-A possible relief pitcher would be. Yep. If it's the right deal, I am completely fine moving both of them, but I'm also completely fine hanging on to both of them.
And that is where I do just want to interject a little bit here, and I'll let Jim go to it just real quick, because like I said, I'd prefer to trade one, but if there's something where it's like, if the package is both of them, and that is how you get like the old trades like Tyler's alluding to, like, okay, how can you turn that one down? I'm gonna have to bite my tongue and go back on my words, because it's like, okay, that hey, you know what? I get it. But preferably I'm trading I'm trading one. I'm saying, hey, one of them is available. You guys give me your best offer. Best offer goes.
So are you guys on the same page with me where like it's got to be something that helps soon? Or are you guys okay? Well, I need something that helps soon, like in a bat. I can't. I don't want to trade these guys for another reliever.
I'll let Jim go. I've been talking.
I think it's just like, it depends. I think you just look at the returns and say, hey, like what is the best and what fits what I need.
So like I'm thinking back to like the Mark Mancini deal.
Yeah, it's going to be like, how are you going to value it, right? Like, do you take the guy who is major league ready, but you don't really love, like, he's likely to be a decent role player on a team, like maybe you get something like that back? Or do you take the guy in high A ball who's got a ton of upside if a team offers you? So I think it's tough to say like what you would take without knowing like what the offers are. Like if someone's going to offer you,
like if you said in 5 years, like you got O'Neal Cruz for Tony Watson.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're obviously taking that. But if you told me I got that for David Bednar tomorrow, I'd probably be like, really? I got to wait 4 more years?
That's fair. We're a little bit different boat, I think, because Watson only had 2 months left on his deal, and both of these guys are going to have 1 year and 2 months of control. So I think you can maybe get a little bit more than just like a lottery. Like, I mean, let's face it, O'Neal Cruz was a lottery pick at that. Like, that was just a lottery ticket. I think you can get something more than a lottery ticket for these guys. And yeah, it's just going to depend on. I can't answer that question. Like, if somebody wants to give us a top 100 prospect who's in Double-A,
sure,
for one of those guys instead of like a Billy Cook type guy, like give me the top 100 prospect in Double-A. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm of the mind, like, trade one of them. At this point, I can be talked into.
Bernardo, if they want to give you Roman Anthony, yes, you do it.
Yeah, like I can be talked into.
He's a major leaguer.
Yeah, I can be talked into trading. Like I'm listening on offers for both of these guys. I would prefer to not deal Bednar, but if somebody is going to knock my socks off and give me an offer that I really can't refuse, then I'll do it. But I would prefer not to. And listen, if I'm trading one, I'm trading Santana.
And to kind of go back to the whole Watson thing, like not only was he a rental, but also remember, he wasn't really having that fantastic of a season. He was put in the closer role. So with the Pirates, he had a 3.66 ERA and a 4.70 FIP. For all the struggles Bednar had last year and like the very, very beginning of the season, like he now has a 2.73 ERA. Like the guy is dominating and he has next year control. So I don't think you're going to have like the single A guy, right? But I think to play your point here, here's how I look at it. Mitch Keller has strings attached. I'm trading Mitch Keller. This is what I need. I need bats. That's how I'm getting bats. If I'm trading Mitch Keller, you better have XYZ. That's what I need. Come up with it. If you can't come up with that, no deal. That's how I'm getting the near term, as you're alluding to. I don't think you're going to get the impact bat that the Pirates really need from David Bednar, if that makes sense. So I think that's where you're kind of going. I would prefer something that's helping next year because next year matters, but I'm probably going best deal. Like that's where I'm getting, how can I get the best? Because here's the thing too, as I keep telling people, like prospects, right? Like whatever you're getting back, that's still trade capital. Like you could trade David Bednar for that AA guy, and then you're trading that AA guy in the offseason with someone else or whatever to get that bat. You know, like you don't know what any type of, if you're winning a deal, you're winning a deal, you know? So that's how I look with David Bednar and Santana. I'm probably getting best available, preferably somebody's gonna help in the near future. Mitch Keller is the reason you're trading Mitch Keller is because that is how I'm going to change this team around for next year to get my needs.
But I think that's the difficult part about it, dealing a David Bednar and Dennis Santana, is that you're not getting an immediate satisfaction out of it. And we know that those two guys, you could.
But it could be.
But what are the odds?
Melanson, you're trading.
You can get a guy that we cannot name anymore that can just.
Well, I'm going. It was Hanran for Melanson. You know, the whole pack.
Going all the way
like
back
you
to that
could,
one.
but right. I mean, that's how they did it. You know, that's how the Orioles did. They traded their closer, who just flamed out. And the guy they got in return was dominant and became their closer. So it can happen if you know what to identify. They could trade David Bednar and get the new Bednar.
And we've seen them do that a lot of times. But how does that make the Pirates better next year? No. If you trade David Bednar for another David Bednar, they are not better.
They're the same.
Why aren't they?
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's $5 to $6 million cheaper. So you're using that money to also get the other need.
No, I see where it's coming from. Like if you trade David Bednar, who's going to probably make $8 million next year, for another David Bednar who's making league minimum, you can take $7.25 million and invest it elsewhere. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you're not stupid, Denardo. I'm sorry.
But
I know.
But that's the thing. Like you'd have to get somebody back who's David Bednar, and that's tough. I just don't think that's as easy as people think. That's all.
Yeah, correct. And like the odds that you get better, it's not. But the odds, like I don't like the situation there. If you're just trading him to recoup yet another David Bednar, another long-term closer, you're not doing anything for me there. I'd rather just keep David Bednar, know what we have there, because I'm pretty confident that he's going to be okay, but we'll see. I don't need to run this risk again with another reliever. Let me write what we got and let's fix what we got to fix.
So you're saying don't trade Bednar now?
I am saying trade him if I can get something that helps me next year. It makes the team better.
Got it.
But Tyler, like again, like kind of let me present this to you. All those trades we're talking about in the past were also pure rentals. These guys do come with control. Right. Like the way I look at it is you might be able to get the new David Bednar in the reliever, but there's something else coming too. Does that make sense? Like, hey, here's an arm, here's an intriguing arm we'll throw in here, but also like here's something else. Like this is going to be a package to some level. And if part of the package is this reliever that's interesting, I don't think that's going to be it. You know, like none of the Melances, like none of the relievers that Neil got were like top 10 prospects.
No, they weren't.
But also it was a guy that was being traded that had 2 months left.
But also you've drafted all these arms that you've tried to turn into starters that just aren't starters. You've got bullpen arms in your minors you could use. Like Karmajinsky exists. There's enough guys down there. But there are enough guys that they've drafted.
He's a starter.
That they should be able to build a bullpen from guys that they have drafted and developed. That just
I'm just saying if you trade, like I said, you should be able to do it.
They should.
But if you trade both, then like you do have to build it. Whereas if you trade one, then you've already got your closer. Like you already have your 2026 closer. He's already on the roster. If you trade both, then it's like, I need to find a really reliable back end arm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like
we spent all that time just
I
on the
think we're all
relievers.
on the
We haven't
same
even-
page
I
though.
know.
That like
Yeah,
it
we haven't
has
even
to
gotten
be
to-
a good deal.
Yeah. It's got to be a
But
good deal.
ultimately, it goes down. This will progress because we're going to talk about other guys, right? We're going to talk about Mitch and Heaney. Like, you don't want a strength to also become a weakness because you've traded it all away.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, of course, Mitch Keller, Andrew Heaney, number 2 and 4 on the starting pitcher ones. I think Andrew Heaney, obviously, like, he's getting traded. He is a rental. He's getting traded.
Gone. Yeah,
Heaney's gone.
Yeah, and you're not getting anything for it.
And
but-
Heaney's not getting you what you need to help next year, probably. Now, if you want to trade Heaney for that bullpen arm, that's a way to get that. Like, if you want to replace Santana, you could probably get that back for 2 months of Andrew Heaney.
Yeah.
Keller, though, I'm with you, Donardo. You mentioned earlier, we're like, I'm listening on Donardo. I'm listening on Keller.
Come on, man.
I'm listening
I want
on
to
both.
stay. I know I haven't been here for a week, but don't trade me.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
listening on both.
definitely listening on offers for Donardo. If any other podcast wants him, I am shopping him around. But when it comes to Keller, like, I'm listening. I'm looking to see what other teams want to give me, but I have, like, you're going to have to give me a bat that I can plug into the middle of my lineup almost immediately. And I'm not talking about Spencer Horwitz here. Like, I'm talking about someone who is going to strike fear in pitchers and I know is going to be in the middle of my lineup for the next 5 years. Like, I'm going to need that in return for Mitch Keller.
I need a Brian Reynolds level bat. Like a normal Brian levels.
That's fair. Well,
You mean like prime Brian Reynolds?
Just normal Brian Reynolds. Like 115, 120 every year. That's the guy I need.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, like, if you're looking at like a potential trade partner, let's just talk about that. And
if they were to
I'm not
offer
saying like
Brian Reynolds for Mitch Keller, would you take that deal?
not right now. Like present day Brian Reynolds?
I think I might.
No, not at all. I need someone who's younger, and I need someone who's better.
The baby's been birthed, Jim. We're good.
I need, if I'm looking at potential trade partners, I need a Wilyer Abreu type guy, someone who has who's young, plenty of years of control, and has already shown that he can hit. But also at the same time, you know, teams maybe have a lot of outfielders, you know, and they don't necessarily need them. So, like, that's the type of guy I'm looking for if I'm trading Keller. Like, I want a guy like that, and I want probably one more guy who's, like, basically major league ready, you know? And so that's why I'm thinking like the Cubs keep getting brought up for Keller. And, like, you can take away the whole trading within the division thing. I just don't think the Cubs have what I want. The Cubs don't have what I want.
Agree.
The Red Sox probably can put together a package that I would want. So it's like, that's the type of return I'm looking for. I'm looking for a guy who I can just plug in and immediately be an impact to my offense.
I just don't know if they're getting that though.
Well, they have to.
Then you keep them. Like,
I'm with you.
simple.
Like,
You have an
like,
offseason as well.
Yeah.
That's what I would get to, is that he doesn't have to be dealt right now.
No.
Like, I think the offseason is probably more a likely situation for Mitch Keller. You're going to have more options there. But yeah, you definitely listen to him right now, but it's going to take what Jim just said. Like, I need a guy. Like, I need a major league hitter that's going to change my lineup. And Abreu would do that. And yes, it's a younger Brian Reynolds. But
I mean, that's true.
That's what you need.
And, yeah, I mean, if you want to go West Coast, like Andy Pajes, like I'm going to need somebody like that.
You need
Someone
a
who's
legitimate bat.
Establish themselves. Again, you said, like, not the Spencer Horwitz. Like, Spencer Horwitz, you have to squint hard enough to say, I think this might work. Maybe. This is a guy you're getting and saying, hey, he is going to be in our lineup. Mitch Keller, you know what you're getting. I also need to know what I'm getting, right? We're giving you a commodity, a very known commodity. This is a good, starting pitcher. Is he an ace? No. Is he the back end guy? No. On a very, very, very good baseball team, like maybe, like this guy is going to give you innings. He's going to give you everything you need as a starting pitcher. You know, especially a guy like teams for the Mets, like teams that can't piece together a rotation because guys are always getting injured. Guess what? Mitch Keller's there. He's pitching. So far today, Jim jinxed him, but he was.
Yeah.
And he's pitching and he's giving you what you expect, you know, and I know there's so much discourse about what Mitch Keller is, and he's not that good of a pitcher, but you know what? Their teams value a Mitch Keller. They really, really do. That's why he's getting paid $17 million by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Because they said, we'll give you that contract. Now, I know they're kind of trading it away now, but he was worth giving the contract too. So absolutely, he is worth that contract. He's worth more of it. Teams will covet him. That's why Jim Bowden has the number 2 on that list. So again, you're giving away a known commodity with some years of control. You need it back. And I don't want to get like very specific on what their needs are. I just know you have to have an impact bat. This is a thing. This is a piece that's going to impact you next year, and you know what you're getting. It's not can we debate and discuss if Spencer Horwitz is going to be a good player in Major League Baseball because he has 400 plate appearances? No, it's hey, sad to see Mitch Keller go. I get it, but hell, this makes this offense good. You need to have that feeling. So absolutely. And right, you don't have to trade him at the deadline. Now, teams can get desperate to trade the deadline. That's, I mean, you're dangling him out there now. You see what you can get. But if you're not getting it, and that's why you play, like, and teams need to know that. Like, you don't have to trade them. So maybe they do get desperate and then pony up, right? But you have the demands. You have a commodity that people want. It's not as if it's just the guy, hey, he's a rental. He's got 2 months left. We're trying to get rid of him. Just give me something, you know, whatever. This is like, you guys want him. You got to give me what I need. And if you don't get it, then you wait for the offseason when all 29 other teams are clean slate to some level. But I do think, doesn't have to be the deadline, but I do think Mitch is gone.
Let me ask you this, and I haven't heard this name be brought up really at all, but like, does Anthony Volpe fit that for you? Would you trade Mitch Keller for Anthony Volpe?
I'd
be
would not
tempted.
want to state that right now on record.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
but that's something.
I feel like that's fair. Maybe that's
probably
asking too
would.
much.
Like, I probably would.
Just because he's a shortstop. Like, I mean, there's a lot of
that's
value there.
position.
Yeah, that's
Like, what if
don't
you
know,
went Keller and IKF for Anthony Volpe? Keller, IKF, and Santana for Volpe, and then like somebody else.
not okay. No, that's too much.
Okay.
I'm okay
Well, who's
with that.
someone else?
Yeah, I mean, like a, I don't know, but like,
there's a lot of.
Yeah.
I guess my
unknowns, but,
question is like, is Volpe even available? 1 and 2, like, would something like that kind of move the needle for you?
Yeah, but
I'll say this: it makes you discuss and think. It's not a complete shutdown for me. I'm not running away saying this is a slam dunk and like, hey, this was the move.
I'd do it,
but
Keller for Volpe straight up, I would 100% do.
I'd do it. I mean, that addresses a glaring hole that you're going to have next year, which is shortstop. And you're plugging in a 3-WAR guy, like at a minimum, basically.
Yeah, I would do it like tomorrow. And I don't even like Volpe that much.
I don't even like him all that much.
I don't.
But like,
he's okay.
He's got. I mean, after you know what though, the one thing that Volpe's got going against him is he only, like, from a years of control standpoint, he'll only have 3 more years after this. I would prefer somebody with maybe 4 years.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
So,
I know. But I get the drift you're going with, like a guy like that. And maybe Volpe's not the guy, but someone along those lines. Yeah, I think that would fit. I just don't know who that guy would be. off the top of my head.
I'll say this. Volpe, I don't know. I kind of struggle to say like a firm yes on this, but he accomplishes a lot for you. He accomplishes he's a major leaguer for sure. He's a shortstop. He fills that hole for you that's glaring, especially defensively at short. But certainly opens up the pocketbooks. That's why you're trading Mitch. Again, that's why I think he's gone. Call it for what it is. Revenue's down this year. Attendance is down this year. I mean, if you want this team to be better, and we're talking about payroll all the time, like, do you anticipate payroll being higher next year? I don't know if I can say yes to that. So this is why, like, to me, Mitch Keller he's gone. He has to be gone because salaries are increasing naturally. Yes, some guys will be off the books, but like that's why you got to get Mitch Keller out of here in the eyes of Ben Cherington because he's not going to get much money to play with. So this allows that. You get definitely an everyday shortstop, and now you have some money to work with again.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really nice if you are trading Keller, it would be really nice to get either a corner outfield bat, like legit corner outfield bat, or a shortstop. Like if you can get one of those two things, it would be great. People in the comments talking about Jordan Lawler, that would be probably like a dream scenario for me, is if you could figure out a way to get him. I just don't know how available he is, especially with Suarez, like coming off, like Suarez is going to be gone next year. So like that makes a spot for Lawler on the Diamondbacks. But like, and also I don't know what the Diamondbacks are going to do this year. Like they could buy, they could sell. They're kind of right there in no man's land. If the Diamondbacks are buyers and they want to go after it, then like you might be able to pry him. But I think he's going to be tough to get.
I don't think the Diamondbacks are in position to really make that deal. Like they don't seem like they're going to move off those types of guys right now. Like a guy
like they've got a window right now.
I do, but also like they're. I mean, like it's a window, but
are they taking on that contract?
Sure,
that's another thing too.
They've kind of showed,
and I think that's also what makes the Mitch Keller trade maybe a little bit difficult per se at the trade deadline, opposed to the offseason.
The Diamondbacks are in a unique position where they could buy and sell. Like a pitcher like Gallen is a free agent next year. So he's going to be coming off the books. You could replace Gallen with Keller, pretty much.
That's true.
You know, so like the Diamondbacks are an interesting team in this whole thing, because I think a lot of like what they decide to do is going to determine what happens. As kind of Nathan says here, to like the Diamondbacks have some guys too, where like if they decided to sell, then all of a sudden Gallen's available, Kelly's available, Suarez is available. Like all these guys are now available, and it's like those are some nice names that teams might be looking for. And they wouldn't have to pay as much because they're all on, like, you only need 2 months of them.
Yeah, I just hate, like, all the options available. Like, anybody close to major league level, I don't really like any of them right now. And I'm sure there are others out there, but.
And yeah, like, if a team wants to, like I said, that's why I'm listening. Keller's value is sky high right now. If a team wants to give me what I need, then we can make a deal. If not, the offseason opens up a lot more opportunities for you, right? Because you got to imagine in the offseason, Baltimore is going to want to be adding somebody. Atlanta is going to want to be adding somebody. Kansas City might be wanting to add some people.
You would think at some point might want to add an arm.
Yeah, so like there's some teams out there who aren't buyers right now who will want to buy this offseason, you know?
Yeah, Dodgers might need another arm.
Mitch Keller is the anti-Dodger, though. They don't want him.
Yeah,
he actually is. That's ironic, but yeah, the Dodgers look at Mitch Keller like, no, you pitch 180 innings a year.
Dodgers don't really need somebody for the regular season.
Yeah. Some guy from Iowa that throws 180 innings, lame.
Yeah,
no, Dodgers just 90 innings max, 101 mile an hour fastballs.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Like, there's just there are opportunities out there. It's just, can you get somebody to give you what you need for Keller? Because I think you need, like you stated it really well there, Donardo. Like, if I'm trading Keller, I need my needs met.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not settling. I don't have to trade him right now. You're gonna have to give me what I want.
And I do think that's the way they should look at this entire deadline. Like, other than Heaney, you don't have to deal really anybody.
IKF's gone. Ferguson's
IKF,
gone.
yeah. But like,
and honestly, if Pham keeps hitting, like, there's going to be teams who want Pham as like a fourth outfielder.
but of anybody that you're really, nobody that will be here next year has to be dealt at all. And it's
right.
And I know that's a normal thing, but you're not like really at the point where you have to sell any of this off. You're still okay going in next year with what you have and building around that. I feel like they are. Now, we'll see what happens, but I think they're in a position that they don't have to be desperate for anything.
That's there. Yeah. They don't. And they shouldn't. They should stand firm. Here's what we want. Because like you said, they technically don't have to. And again, like, they are in a unique situation where, a lot of sellers are selling because they're bad. And yes, the Pirates are bad, but the goal is also to not be bad next year. And these guys do have control. So yeah, like, they could be part of their 2026 plans. Theoretically, we need to be good. So I'll just keep David Bednar and Santana because they can make us be good. Unless you give me that guy.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting...
Ferguson also. Yeah, Ferguson will be gone.
It's going to be an interesting month. Like I said, I don't think the Pirates are going to play their way into like being buyers by any means. Like, there were some people in Discord saying like, this is going to be 2018 all over again. And like, I don't think, like, the Pirates aren't making a Chris Archer type deal here. That's not going to happen.
It would be cool though.
But
could you see them doing both though?
They could.
I mean,
well, that's what you'd kind of be doing, right? You'd be, if you're trading for like impact talent, then you are kind of doing both. I think this is a deadline where you're kind of reloading. You're not necessarily rebuilding, but they've got a lot of players that could be dealt here. I mean, we mentioned some of the obvious names, but like, even other guys, like, we haven't mentioned Hayes yet. Like, Hayes could be dealt. Joey Bart could be dealt. Brian Reynolds could be dealt. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that's going to happen, but like, there's guys out there to trade if the right deal comes along.
That's what I found interesting, is hearing that from different sources. Two guys are unavailable, Paul Skeens and Andrew McCutchen. And that's not shocking. I mean, Paul Skeens is unavailable, right? Andrew McCutchen's unavailable for obvious reasons also. But the fact that it is just two guys, I mean, theoretically, O'Neill Cruz is available. Nick Gonzalez is available. Brian Reynolds is available, So it was kind of interesting hearing that there's just two names that are not. So I guess we'll see. Yeah. That's why I do ask that too. Because I could, I don't think it's going to be like a major move. I don't think they're going to do like maybe like what the Cubs did last year. But I think they might use this deadline to say, like, you know what? We know what we want. We know what we want to get, and maybe let's go get it. The way Ben has like stated things makes me feel as if like that could happen also. Like, he says like they're ready to bring on talent. Doesn't mean it's going to make them contenders this year, but they might bring on talent this year because they need to be better. And he might need to do that also. And we keep talking about saving the job. Like, I don't think that's a real thing. But again, like, he could, like, at this deadline, like, bring talent and say, like, hey, you know what? Look at this now. Like, this is the team we're going to next year. Blah, 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 blah.
So we've been talking for a while now. I'm going to do a rapid fire. Yes or no, they're going to get traded this month.
I like it. Okay.
All right. Okay. Rapid fire. Mitch Keller.
No.
I'm going to say yes. Dennis Santana.
Yes.
No.
I'm going to say yes. Bednar.
No.
I say no also. Can I just add something in here also? We
No, this
talked
is a
all
rapid
this.
fire. There's no additions here,
No.
Bednar. It's just yes
I
or no.
gave you the answer,
yeah.
but I also want to say something we never stated before.
I'm gonna say yes.
Bob's
everything we're
shut
hearing.
down that once. So that's also one thing I want to add here also. I don't know how available he really is.
Based off everything we're hearing, he seems to be pretty available.
Seems pretty
So
available.
Is that because
I don't want him to be traded, but I think he's going to be traded.
Is that because Ben's dreaming that he can trade him? And then
I
he gets
hope
that
he
offer
gets
again.
traded.
Bob's like, no.
All right. Brian Hayes.
No.
No.
I'm going to
We're
say
not
no
lucky
as well.
enough.
Nobody's getting
Reynolds.
traded.
Brian Reynolds.
No.
No.
I'm going to say no also. Andrew Heaney.
Yes.
Yes.
There's my yes.
Caleb Ferguson.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. IKF.
Yes.
Yes. Joey Bart.
No.
No.
But I think
I'll say no as well.
I do think that's the one though. Like that's the one they could move from and actually get maybe something.
I feel like that's the one they do in the offseason. Also, the reason
Tommy
I say no
Pham.
now,
You could.
Tommy Pham.
yeah,
Yeah, he's getting moved.
I don't think Tommy Pham gets moved. I think Tommy Pham finishes the year as a Pittsburgh Pirate.
he is getting traded for international dollars.
He could.
My
yeah.
favorite.
Just
Yeah.
briefly, I do think Joey Bart's a guy that you could get creative and move on from and actually get some value from.
No, again, I was thinking about him when we were talking, but me personally, I don't think because with Endy being injured, like the depth's not
Yeah.
really there, and I think it just
That's
makes
fair.
more sense. It's an off-season deal.
No, that's fair.
Adam Frazier.
No,
Yes.
I think they're just going to do right by him.
I'm going to say
Keep him
yes.
here and let him live.
I'm going to say yes.
They are going to
because,
do right by him. They're going to get him the
Yeah.
hell out of here.
They're going to get
I
him
think
to a
Adam Frazier
contender.
just wants to wind it down. He's done.
But I think it's going to be like a very active deadline for the Pirates. Like they have a lot of pieces that teams want and are useful. Like Frazier, Pham, IKF, probably all guys who, if you're a contending team, like there are things about those guys that you like. Like you're not going to start them, but like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in particular, like every team wants an Isaiah Kiner-Falefa on their team. Someone they can plug in to multiple positions, give guys a day off if they need to, and it's not that big of a downfall, you know? Like he's going to give you professional bats, he can handle the bat, he can put the ball in play, he can play competent defense at multiple positions. Like teams want guys like that.
Yeah, but we know what the Pirates gave up to get him. Not really anything.
That's what I think.
so
I mean, I don't think you're getting much.
don't
Like
expect
you're not
much.
getting your impact bat for IKF. You're probably getting another team's top 20 prospect.
Yeah, you're getting another Charles McAdoo.
Yeah. And hopefully
Actually,
he doesn't
probably
flame
less.
out. Yeah. So, anything else trade related we want to talk about?
No, I think I'm good. We got a month to talk about this.
We do, and and like I said, there's going to be a whole lot. There's going to be a lot happening.
It's going to
here.
change constantly.
It's gonna, I said, there's going to be constant rumors. It does seem pretty loud though. Like the Mitch Keller, Dennis Santana, David Bednar rumors are loud, and it's not just one guy saying it. It's not just two guys saying it. It's not just three guys. Like it's everybody is saying it, which makes me think those three in particular have a pretty good chance of going.
I do think Mitch is the big one because we heard it in the winter meetings last year as well. So like we're coming up on multiple deadlines of trades that he's being brought up a lot. So we're getting close to it.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree. There's actual reason to do it. I would prefer Mitch Keller be a Pirate, but I also understand what he presents. That's $17-18 million off the books. You have some pitching depth. You got a bank that it comes to fruition and is good and solid, blah, 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 blah. But like this organization doesn't have bats coming up. It's the organization doesn't have a ton of money to spend. And again, I fear that this organization is not going to have a higher payroll. It might have a less payroll last year. That's what Mitch Keller does for you. So like, but I just think that the offseason makes more sense for him once again.
Yeah. Do we want to? I teased everybody on Monday that we had a surprise announcement for today.
We
Do we want to get to that?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So, one thing about North Shore 9, we appreciate all you guys who watch and listen, but one thing that like is pretty apparent about the stuff that we do, like, I mean, there's 162 baseball games in a year, right? When we do a post game show, it's relevant for 24 hours, right? When we do a show like this, it's relevant for 48 to maybe 72 hours or so, and then like all new stuff happens. One thing that we would love to provide for you guys who are watching and listening is stuff that you can just like watch and enjoy all the time. That's Pittsburgh Pirates related. So I want to introduce somebody.
We're on, but okay.
Yeah. I want to introduce someone who is going to be our newest member of North Shore 9. And his role with the team is going to be to help produce content for you guys that is fun, enjoyable, and can be viewed and enjoyed all the time. He's been on a few Sicko Sound Offs. He's an active member of our Discord. You may have seen him on Twitter. You may follow him on Twitter. But I want to welcome to North Shore 9 Nathan Osler. Nathan, welcome to the team.
What's up? How are we all doing tonight?
We're doing great. I love the hat. Anytime you can get baby blue on the screen, I'm a huge fan.
Well, thank you.
Long time no see, Nathan.
Yeah, I just saw you guys literally yesterday, right?
Oh, I'm covering his face. I'll put you up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. We did the same thing at the same time. Yeah, so Nathan's gonna come on board, help us out with some content that I hope you guys really, really enjoy. We've already, he's got his own YouTube channel. You can check it out. He's still gonna do stuff on his own YouTube channel, but he's gonna be helping us out as well. So super duper excited. I guess first, Nathan, just give us a quick 60-second background. Who are you? Why are you a Pirates fan? Give us just kind of a 60-second story about yourself.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for an elevator pitch.
60 seconds.
So basically, my name is Nathan. Of course, you can see that. I have a Twitter account. I've been a Pirates fan basically my whole life. I was sadly born into it. I'm from Fayette County. We all know and love that place. Love to go to Bucco games. Just love baseball. I would say out of all the Pittsburgh sports, it is clearly my favorite sport. I love the Steelers and I love the Penguins too. About the Pirates, even though they might be bad and we might all the time, they're always fun to follow. And it's very fun to engage with people on Twitter, either agree, disagree. It's fun to make baseball content on YouTube. I don't even just cover the Pirates on my channel. I just made a video. We brought it up earlier. We talked about the D-backs. Just posted something about that, why they might be the sellers of this deadline. But yeah, I just love the sport. I'm excited. Do you want me to get into what we're going to be posting?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so to give a gist of what we are going to be doing on this channel to add to North Shore 9, we're planning on every Sunday or Thursday to post stuff. I think the first one's going to be out this Sunday. We are going to be posting basically, Jim described it as John Boy Media's Jolly Olive. I'm going to do my best to replicate the Jolly Olive and be that version for North Shore 9. So think of doing
Jolly Osler.
Yeah, Jolly Osler. We're going to be doing drafts, all Pirates related, and teams are related around the Pittsburgh Pirates. So we're going to do drafts, spin the wheel challenges. We might do some pirate themed immaculate grids, a player born in the 2000s made his debut or something like that. We'll be doing quizzes. I know it's Sporkle quizzes we were talking about. This Sunday, we actually have a fun one coming out. I'm currently editing it. I don't want to spoil everything, but it's going to be based off of players we all hate to face. So these are the guys that whenever they're up to bat or they're pitching against the Pirates, you just know that you are absolutely cooked, to say it in clean terms. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas when that video posts or in the comments now of what you would want to see or game ideas, just let us know, let me know, whatever. I mean, go to my Twitter page, shoot me a DM or whatever. And yeah.
But obviously, Nathan, I won that draft.
Yeah, I'm
It was
looking
close.
forward. I'm
think I
looking
won.
forward to everyone.
I
listening.
am 99.99% sure I won that draft, and the viewers are going to tell me that.
Yeah,
I can't wait for everyone to tell me how much better I am than you.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty confident with my picks. I'm excited to.
Terrible picks.
I'm excited for everyone to see the light. To see the light. I use your head. Don't use your heart.
Everybody's going to see the light that Jim is not as smart as everyone thinks he is. Tyler's the smart
No one thinks he's smart.
Tyler's
But
the
it's-
actual
but it's-
smart one.
But it's funny, like when we were doing this, like I mean, the first name that popped in my head was like, oh, because when we did this draft, you were allowed like retired players, and so I was like, oh, like Albert Pujols is going to be in here, and I think it's interesting that we put a whole team together, and neither of us picked Albert Pujols, which is interesting.
Don't
because
spoil it, Jim.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Jim.
true.
What
I'm
an
not gonna
idiot.
spoil it.
You said.
Well,
no
hold on.
spoilers.
So no spoil. The only spoiler is we didn't pick Pujols, but what that means is like there's players who killed the Pirates more than Pujols that maybe like I was enlightened by this exercise.
Yeah, because I enlightened him with all my smart picks.
See,
Anyways, it should be fun. It should be fun.
yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm working on it right now. It's an experience getting through this because it's kind of funny seeing what I could envision the shorts content to be whenever I'm messing with all the cameras and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, give us all your ideas. You can shoot them a DM. You can shoot me a DM. Leave us comments and stuff. And this is only the first one, so if you're giving a good idea, it might be the next one. So that
I would
might
say,
be on the line
or-
of content.
You can join the Discord and tell us your
Yeah.
ideas in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Link in the description.
And there's a lot of ideas I have about this stuff. I know we talked about it, maybe getting a member of the Discord on a challenge, possibly. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Think, going to try to make it like Sicko Sound Off, but on steroids. I don't know.
And we don't ban people from steroids in
Yeah.
there. We
And
encourage
we all know
them.
the steroid era was the best.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Who wants to step on BR Barry Bonds?
Yeah. No, I'm excited. Like I said, welcome to the
Oh
team.
God, no.
man.
Anybody but crap.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. But no, I'm excited to see what we can do, because I said that's kind of the one thing that we've been missing, and like we've been thinking of ways to provide, like especially during the off season, like you want something fun to watch. We want to provide a lot of fun stuff that you can watch no matter what time of the year it is and what's going on.
Yeah. Hey, if the Pirates lose 9-0 one night, you can go back and watch the players that killed the Pirates.
There you go.
If you really want to. If you're that much
For
of a
the
sicko.
second time that night.
Yeah, for the second time.
Yeah. But no, I'm really excited. We got some cool ideas brewing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. Also, shout out to Mark for a new member.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate you, Mark. He heard the news and he's like, all right, well, I wasn't gonna be a member ever, but now Nathan's on.
One thing
And-
too, new, like if you are a member, you get early access to videos. So
Yes.
that's a perk. That is a perk.
There you go.
That's one. You get the emojis, but you also get early access to videos.
And now we'll have those videos to produce.
Now we'll have videos to give you
like
early access.
we used to
yeah.
like we used to have like some stuff, but again, like all that stuff pretty much now is just live. We have
Yeah.
so much live content. We're ridiculous. So but yeah, now we'll have some other content that you get to watch. That's gonna be actually fun and cool.
Steel City does ask, good question. Do we get a Nathan emoji soon?
Ooh,
We'll have to maybe cook one up. Yeah.
possibly. I know I was thinking about this sadly today after the Pirates won. I'm going on the post game with Doug, so I'm sorry if we lose.
There's the
On
next part
Friday.
that we didn't talk about, but
I'm
Nathan
gonna
makes his
be pissed.
debut on a post game show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. With it being 4th of July,
Oh,
we
yeah.
only had one person available for post game. So Nathan is jumping right in. He's going to be doing post game on Friday. So
And I'm sorry if we lose and end the streak. It's making me really nervous.
yeah, if we
Oh,
lose,
it's all your fault.
it's going to be all Nathan's fault.
because
So-
it's definitely not your counterparts.
actually
We
at
will
this
never
point,
blame him for anything.
At this point, if the Pirates miss the playoffs, it's Nathan's fault. Yeah,
I apologize.
So
Thanks.
just want to add in here, if you guys do want a Nathan emoji, we need 20 more members. 20 more members, we get to add one more emoji. So how bad do you want Nathan? I mean, if you guys hate Nathan, then don't be a member. It's okay. I understand. I get it. If you hate Nathan as a human being, you don't have to be a member. But if you don't hate Nathan, if you actually enjoy Nathan and like him, become a member and you get an emoji.
there you go.
Nathan is behind a paywall right now.
True.
It's the David Bednar meme. You can't get out of the bullpen. That's Nathan. If you want Nathan to enter the game and get out of the bullpen, you just got to become a member for 99 cents a month, guys. You can get Nathan out of the bullpen.
Love it.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you, Nathan. We'll see you Friday.
Yeah, see you guys later.
All right.
Adios. Fun stuff.
There we go.
Max says, I want my $1 back.
No, I'm excited. Doing the draft was very fun, and I'm excited for everyone to see how just bad
How
I
smart I am.
crushed Tyler.
I am so smart.
Can I have an unbiased opinion? I thought this was really good because you two attacked it differently.
Because I'm
And
smart.
I'm interested to find out how the crowd plays.
But like, if you were to attack it a certain way, which way would you have?
Your way.
Shit.
Because
Yes.
I'm not a nerd like Jim.
Yes.
I love that me and Jim had the same reaction.
Jim's just Mr. Literal over here. Well, hey guys, if you didn't know,
Well, he had
his
7 at-bats
WRC
against the Pirates, and
plus
he hit
was
800.
actually 13% higher, even though you don't even recognize and realize that he was a pirate killer. Yeah, so actually he's a pirate killer, and I'm gonna win this. Yeah. Take that, Jimalytics. So now that Jim's off the show, you're gonna win, Tyler.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome back, loser.
Dork.
Tyler's gonna win. But anyways. But no, I
We'll see.
We'll
see.
Jim's side. I'll say this though. Jim, like I appreciate Jim's because truly it was not to spoil things, right? But it was insightful. Like you heard some things. And Tyler was like, God,
Smart.
I hate that MFer.
Yeah. I spoke like a fan, not a dork.
So now that we spoiled everything, Albert Pujols wasn't selected.
We actually did
yeah.
a very good job of not spoiling anything there.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Are we out of here?
Yeah, let's bounce. Let's bounce.
Take a week off and everything's off the rails. We go an hour and 23
A
into the
week.
show. I'm back. Let's get out of here.
July. I ain't seen you since April.
Yeah. Hey, let's sweep the Mariners.
Yeah, let's
That's
do that.
because your camera's all fuzzy. If you wipe your camera, you might be able to see me. We'll be back on Friday. Another post-game show. As you heard, Nathan and Doug will be on it. Treat them well.
We had to show
gonna
Doug
nail it.
how to go live, so hopefully everything goes off without a hitch on Friday. If we win, the sandwich giveaway is going to be an adventure. Like that's yeah.
And that's what I think is funny too. Is
That'll be
like
fun.
Nathan like came on and is like, oh, and by the way, welcome. Can you do a post-game show right away? No pressure.
On the 4th of July.
Yes. Oh yeah, on the 4th. No holidays off.
Yeah.
Welcome to North Shore 9. Yeah. Forget fireworks. You're doing a post-game show.
It's true. We're putting him
But
to work
anyways,
on a holiday. It's like
We're out of here. He's getting time and a half.
All right. We're going to get HR violations here. Let's get out of here.
We'll see you guys later. We love you all. Subscribe, like. You're not getting your 99 cents back though. But we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
See you guys. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.